Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to today's live session. I'm so excited for you to be back here, to be learning with me, to be growing with me. And today, we're going to talk about something very important. And that is how do we deal with the setbacks that come in our lives? And how do we not just deal with them, but deal with them like an achiever, like somebody who really knows how to use that very failure and use it as the accelerator for their success rather than just another reason to keep crying or to keep feeling sad for themselves. Because if there's one truth about success that I would love for you to recognize and accept, it's this: success is not the absence of failure. I'll repeat that again. Success is not the absence of failure. Success is what you create after you face the failure. Now, what happens is for a lot of people, when they face the failure, when they face the challenge, when they face the barrier, their very first response is, why me? Why is it happening to me? Why am I the one who is struggling? Why are things not working out the way I want them to work out? And those questions, those doubts, those frustrations sap away the energy that they have. They suck it all away. And then, when the time comes to really take action or to deal with the failure or to learn from it or to grow from it, there's no energy left to do that because all the energy just went into blaming, into complaining, into not dealing with the situation in the first place. And as a result of that, here's what happened: something that could have been a learning and stepping stone, that very thing becomes the resistance that stops you from your growth. Rather than the failure or the setback being something that teaches you an important lesson, you take it as the final destiny of your life and you just don't grow up after that. Now, I don't have to just tell you this. You know people in your life who've done this. You can see the examples of it in your friends, in your family, in people who have a defeatist attitude towards life. The attitude is simple: life is miserable. Life never works out in my favor. Life is unfair, and life is this, and life is that. And essentially, all they have are complaints with their life. And you try to figure out what's wrong. Like, there's a bright side that you can see, but no, somehow these people just cannot see the bright side, and it's nothing wrong with them. That's the choice that they are making, but that's a limiting choice that they are making because they are believing that setbacks and failures are final. There's nothing after that. If you failed once, that's it. It's a stamp on you for the rest of your life that you're going to be a failure, that life is going to be against you, life is not going to support you. The people who continue to fail are the ones who have this attitude. The people who continue to struggle in their lives despite wanting everything are the ones who have this attitude. But the achievers don't. The achievers don't deal with setbacks with this defeatist, low morale attitude. Instead, they do something radical. They do something crazy. Something which, when I say that to you, you're going to be like, but why? How does it make sense? Well, here it is. Here is the one thing they do to turn their setbacks into comebacks and to turn the tables towards success, especially after they failed. They accept 100% responsibility for everything that happened. And I can already hear the alarm bangs, I can already hear the alarm bells ringing in your head. And they're saying, but why? If you were not at fault, why are you taking 100% responsibility? If you know you were not the one who cheated, why are you the one who's taking 100% responsibility? If you know that others have wronged you, why are you taking 100% responsibility? That's foolishness. That's too much pressure. That's not the right thing to do. Well, my question here is not what's the right thing to do. My question here is, what is the thing that you can do that moves you forward, that takes you to the next level, that helps you understand this one core truth about you, that in your life, you can either complain, blame, and continue to play the same game, or you can accept responsibility and completely alter the reality that you're living in right now. You see, here's the reason I say that. Let's say you were in business, okay? And your business was going good, everything was fine, everything was perfect, everything was aligned exactly the way you wanted. Now, 2 years go by, and you find out your business partner has been cheating you on the books. He's been keeping some profit from himself that you weren't even aware of. And he's been secretly stealing from the company. Now, this is a setback. This is a major failure. Somebody you trusted so much, somebody you made a business partner, that very person has betrayed you. That very person has broken your trust. And in that moment, saying, I take 100% responsibility for whatever happened, that sounds so absurd, right? Well, let me break down the scenario for you, and then you tell me yourself what seems absurd and what does not seem absurd. Okay? So let's take the first scenario. The first scenario is the person says, I'm not responsible for it. My business partner is responsible for it. He cheated me. He hurt me. He did this. He did that. And so he starts to fight. First, the fight is verbal. First, the fight is between them. And of course, everybody gets defensive. Everybody who's made a mistake thinks that I'm not the one at fault. I'm not the one who's done this. And even if they're aware, they want to defend themselves because they don't want to take a hit to their ego. They don't want to admit that they were wrong. So it's like two people just fighting against each other with no good outcome looking out of it, with nothing really coming out of it at all. And if that doesn't solve the problem, then they go to a higher council. Then either it's some friends, some parents, some mentors, some leaders who try to sort out the conflict. There it doesn't happen. Ultimately, where do things go? Time, energy, and money goes into filing a court case. Now, I'm not saying that's not the right thing to do, okay? I'm not saying that. I'll come back to this in the next step as well. This could be the very action you take. But when the court case has been filed and it's like, okay, this really turned out to be much more worse than I thought it would. And in your head, every single day, you're constantly cursing that business partner. You are hating that business partner. You're thinking, like, how could you even dare to do this? Whose energy are you wasting? Whose time are you wasting? Whose focus are you wasting? Is it really affecting that business partner? No. The case is anyways in court now. The court is the one who will decide. May take a few days, may take a few years, may take a few decades. You never know. But the longer you keep living in this search for idealistic justice, and you think, I will feel good only when the other person feels bad about the thing that they've done to me, you are setting yourself up for exhaustion. You are setting yourself up for failure. You are setting yourself up for being this kind of a person who just cannot live their lives happily. Because all this while, if someone asks you, why are you unhappy? Why are you sad? Why are things not working out for you? Oh, because that person cheated me. How many years are you going to hold on to that? How many months are you going to hold on to that? How many days are you going to hold on to that? Because the second alternative will show you what achievers really do, what they do with their time, with their focus, with their energy, and what separates them from just the normal people. So now imagine the whole same thing has gone down. Business partner has cheated you. He kept secret profit of the books that you weren't even aware of, and that has now caused a major rift. Now, you may get angry at him, you may get stern with him, you may have to get assertive and clear with him, all of which is completely fine, which is completely perfect, all of which is the right thing to do. But in your head, are you blaming him? In your head, are you displacing the responsibility of the failure onto this man? No. Because in your head you're like, well, I must have done something, or I must not have communicated clearly, or I must not have set the clear boundaries, I must not have set the right agreements, I must not have been diligent enough, because of which this person got the confidence that they could do this with me. Major difference here. Understand this important line. So when you understand it from this lens, that it's my responsibility and I am the creator of this problem in my life, you also become the creator of the solution. You see, being the victim is cool and all. Being the person who's marginalized is very, very sympathetic. It gets a lot of attention. And I know that's the reason a lot of us even do it as well. If you read psychology, you will see this pattern over and over again. People who feel that they have been wronged and they talk about it and they call for attention, that's only for them to feel important about themselves, to feel worthy about themselves. Again, nothing wrong with that, but we must be learn to be honest with ourselves. I think I did one of the lives in the last week about honesty with yourself. So if you're interested, check that out later on. So here's what I mean by this statement when we say, okay, I take 100% responsibility. Now, this person will try to solve the conflict, But in your head, as you're solving the conflict with him, when you take 100% responsibility, are you cursing him? Are you blaming him? Are you holding a lot of negative energy against him? Are you letting him drain you out? Not at all. Let's say that doesn't work. Let's say the thing moves into the court just like it did before. But now, instead of thinking and instead of being like, why did he do this to me? Why did he betray me? What was the need? And all these crazy thoughts that go on for him, about you in your head. Well, all those thoughts are just not there when you just accept responsibility for the situation that happened. And it frees you in such a way. You're fighting the court case. You're doing the right thing, but you're not emotionally attached to the outcome. You're like, you know what? It will happen. I'll take care of it. Anyways, I'm the one responsible for my future now. I'm the one responsible for my life. I learned from the failure. I learned from the experience. Now, what can I do to live a better life? The moment you take responsibility, you're able to ask the other question. Without responsibility, the freedom to ask that question just doesn't come, because in your mind you're still blaming, you're still complaining, you're still in that zone of being the person who's hurt, being the person who's been let down. But when you accept responsibility, you take charge of your life. You do the same things, but you are in charge, and that is what achievers do. That's how they turn the tables, not by wishing, by doing. That's how they turn a setback into a comeback, not because there's a secret formula to it, but because they know the simple truth that complaining and blaming and trying to seek the ego's justice is a futile attempt. It's not getting them anything at all. It's not creating real concrete results from them at all. And that is why this is very important to understand that as an achiever, accepting responsibility does not mean you don't hold people accountable. Accepting 100% responsibility for your failures does not mean you took all the blame and guilt and shame on yourself. No. Accepting 100% responsibility means whatever happened, happened. From this moment on, the way I respond is the freedom I have. And I hold that choice. I hold that clarity. I hold that wisdom. Now, you need this confidence in you. So the moment something goes wrong in your life, rather than crumbling, rather than worrying, rather than just being this person who's lost and in a maze, you are able to fall back to your roots. You're able to fall back on your foundation, and you're able to be clear. Okay, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is what defines my reality. And this is the person I'm going to be. Simple as that. The day you have that clarity is the day you become an achiever. And the very first step to that freedom, to that clarity, is to accept 100% responsibility. We are scared to do that because somewhere we like being right. And the day we accept 100% responsibility for our failures, for our challenges, for everything that's come and gone in our way, the very first thing that will take a hit is that ego. The very first thing that will not like you is this sense of importance you have within yourself. But my question is simple: what is more worth it for you? Are you someone who just wants that ego, that hype, that importance, even if that means you're living a mediocre life? Are you someone who's willing to be humble, who's willing to grow, and who's willing to take the setback as a lesson rather than as a hit on their self worth, rather than being insecure? If you can be secure and confident and trusting in your ability to make things happen and to create a massive change, then trust me, you are on the path to greatness. You are on the path to success. All it takes is accepting responsibility first. And that's how you turn your setback into a comeback. That's the very first step of just turning the tables towards success. So I hope this helps. I hope this gave you a bit more clarity today. And I didn't want to overwhelm you with steps today. I just wanted to give you the one foundational one that will change everything. That's what the responsibility statement is. I hope this perspective has given you more clarity on why you are stuck with the same problems that you are stuck, because somewhere you are still complaining and blaming and thinking someone else is responsible for this reality. So accept that responsibility, accept that clarity, and I'll see you once again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for our next live session. Bye. Talk to you soon.